So we are set here today on final trial regarding it's a divorce. The only issues that are between the parties is the marital residence and some pieces of property that are located in Texas and Oklahoma and the characterization of those pieces of property. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Frank Sanchez Law,
And how old are you?
84.
Okay, and where do you currently live?
I live in Grand Prairie.
Okay. And have you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months?
Oh,
Have you lived in the county of Dallas for at least 90 days?
yes,
Has your marriage to Miss Moreno become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities that destroys the legitimate ends of the marriage relationship? And can you say that again?
but
Can you repeat your answer? Is there any chance that you and Miss Moreno will reconcile?
Hmm.
You and Miss Moreno do not have any children together, correct?
that's correct.
No children were adopted during the marriage?
Hmm.
And as far as you know, she's not currently pregnant.
Right,
And you're asking this court to divide your property in debts, is that correct?
yes,
Um, and so you and Miss Moreno were married on or about March 13th of 2008, is that correct?
Yeah.
And when did you separate?
in late 2024.
And although you weren't married until 2008, you and Miss Moreno started a relationship much earlier than that, is that correct?
Yeah, really.
When did you first meet Miss Moreno?
Probably in 1991.
And when did you start a relationship with her?
Probably, just a little.
Probably what? Probably what?
Really.
And at the time that you began your relationship with Miss Moreno, you were married to someone else, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you had children with your first wife, is that correct?
That's correct.
And so essentially you and Miss Moreno began an extramarital affair.
Yes,
Okay, does she know you were married?
yes.
How did you guys meet?
Through a workplace.
So you worked together?
Yes,
And at some point you left your wife for Miss Moreno, is that correct?
that's correct.
When did you officially move in together with Miss Moreno?
Probably in the early 23.
Okay. And when you moved in together, where did you live?
We were living in Baltimore.
And so at that point, did you file for divorce from your first wife?
It took me a while after we got together because I couldn't locate my ex-wife. She went to Mexico. And meanwhile, I had a lawyer working on it and never could get a hold of her. So probably a while later, that's when the judge gave me the divorce without even for consent because we couldn't get a hold of her.
Okay, and so during this time, did you continue your relationship with Miss Moreno?
Oh,
At some point during your relationship, did you and Miss Moreno move to Oklahoma?
yes.
Okay, when did you move to Oklahoma?
Probably in the early 2000, not 2000, early late 9000, I mean 2009, somewhere about 2000, I'm having a tough date on it.
Okay, and when you first met Miss Moreno, did she have children?
Yes,
And how old were her children at the time?
one of the daughters, the other one, I'm saying she was about 3 years old, or, and the other one must have been about, just guessing about 13.
Okay. And why did you decide to move to Oklahoma?
Well, she had some relatives in Oklahoma, that she knew, and apparently some property came up for sale over there. And, she's trying to move over there.
Okay.
I don't know if it was because of the family problems and all that, here, just to get away from the family.
Okay, and at that time, what was your relationship with your wife and your other children?
I didn't have, no contact after I left, I didn't have no contact, with none of them, the wife or the kids.
Okay, and when you moved to Oklahoma with Miss Moreno, did her two children join you?
Yeah.
Okay, and when you two moved to Oklahoma, did you have a job in Oklahoma?
No, I didn't have a job there, thinking that while we were working there on other things, thinking I'm gonna get a job and I'm like,
Did she have a job in Oklahoma?
yeah.
Okay, and so how are you supporting yourselves?
I was still, having some, good money, and I also had to come back to Dallas, and, work again because, dealings up there didn't work out, so I had to come back to Dallas to work.
Okay, so your testimony is that you were commuting back and forth
Yeah, for about, 9 months,
and
and also bringing the kids back to school, back to Dallas.
so you brought the kids to school in Dallas from Oklahoma
Yeah.
every day.
Every day.
How long was the commute?
I'm saying about 8 or 9 months.
How long,
Oh, it's about maybe, 2 hours.
and why were the kids still in Dallas schools if you lived in Oklahoma?
Well, the oldest girl, didn't like the school there in Marietta. So, since I was working, well, she came back to school here. Eventually, we came back.
And during the time that you were working here in Dallas, did Miss Moreno have a job?
No,
And were you the primary financial supporter during that time?
yes.
And what kinds of expenses were you paying at that time?
Well, we were working on the house up there, finishing up the house that we started building.
Okay, and I'm gonna stop you right there, so that the judge is clear. Did you at some point buy property in Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay, what property did you buy?
The first one was the 10 acres there in Marietta on Bloomer Road.
On Boomer Road?
Yes, Bloomer Road.
One second, counsel. The property that he is describing, just so I can follow with your exhibits, is it exhibit 1 or is it exhibit 2?
It is exhibit 2, Your Honor.
2. Okay, I have it. Thank you.
So it was about 10 acres of land, correct?
Pardon?
It was about 10 acres of land?
Yes,
Okay, and how was it purchased?
on a bond.
Okay, and who was on the loan?
Myself and her,
Okay, and who was on the deed?
we both were on
At one time, you said?
that.
Okay, and did you make any improvements on this 10 acres of land?
On the line.
Yes.
Yes, we, made a house there, it was a vacant lot, we built a house there.
Okay, did you build one house or more than one?
At the end, it was 2 houses, but first it was one.
Okay, and so when you built the houses, did you have to hire anybody to build those houses?
We hired somebody, a contractor to do the exterior part of it. But me and her did all the interior side, plumbing, sheetrocking, painting.
And what money was used to make those improvements?
Well, we're also working and stuff, and we're all bringing in money to help out with that.
And how would you describe the way the two of you handled the finances during your relationship?
Well, we both were, husband and wife, we kind of, did that.
And what was your understanding of the ownership of the property?
Well, all through the relationship, I thought, we were a husband and wife, that we would, have a good future for what we had.
And in terms of the 10 acres, and the 2 houses that were on there, does Miss Moreno continue to have that property?
No, she sold those properties, both houses after they were built and finished.
When were those sold?
When,
Yes.
about 2000, 17,
Was there any other property that the two of you acquired in Oklahoma?
yes, there were 2 more properties.
Okay, can you tell the court what other 2 properties?
There were one, one building with, from there, on Main Street, that we bought a building. To, invest into a restaurant with it,
And what else?
yes.
What else did you buy?
And, the farm in Marietta also, the 60 acres of land.
Okay, and so you talked about purchasing a building. How was it purchased?
Through, we bought it through, the loan. And, to banks.
Okay. And how were those property, or how was that property titled? Was it in both of your names, just hers, just yours? And what was your understanding of the ownership of those or that property?
There again, it was, husband and wife, property that we had for the future,
And were you in fact listed as husband and wife on those?
yes.
Okay. And you said that you bought a building. Can you tell the court what the purpose of the building was?
We bought this, building downtown, it was a old building, that was there, and, she was thinking of taking that building to do a restaurant.
And did you in fact open a restaurant there?
Eventually, when we got it all, together, yes.
Okay, and so what did you have to do to that property to get it ready to be a restaurant?
Well, we had to, take out, all the inside to kind of remodel everything inside, do, benches for the, customers to sit on. And, buy the utilities for the cooking and your food, and, also we bought a serve yourself.
Okay, and was both yours and Miss Moreno's money used to open this restaurant?
Pardon?
Was both your
Yeah,
money and
yeah.
her money? And did you have to make significant improvements to that building?
Yes, we did.
And so you eventually opened a restaurant,
Mhm.
and what was your role in the restaurant?
Well, I was, kind of a manager type of it, I was like, sitting up people down and, talk to the customers that came in and stuff,
What did she do there?
Pardon?
What did Miss Moreno do there?
She was a cook, her and, with an helper. She was the one that's preparing the food,
Did you guys have any other employees?
not at the time.
And how long was the restaurant open?
I'm saying, about 8 months.
And what happened with the restaurant?
Well, we started out real good the first, few months, it was real good, we were bringing in money. And then it just started going down and down and down to, we had to close it.
And for that specific property, did both you and Ms. Moreno make payments? And just wait for me to finish my question because she's typing everything and we can't talk over each other.
Gotcha. Sorry.
And so what's the status of that property now?
What's the what now?
The status of that property?
I don't know the building downtown, I don't know if she sold it or it's still there or not, I mean, the building's still there, but I don't know if it's still hers or not.
And then you testified that there was 60 acres in Oklahoma purchased. Okay, was this on or about 1995?
Yes.
Okay, and so what was your understanding of the purchase of that? Who had ownership of it?
Well, we, had ownership of it and, husband and wife, farm for the future, maybe, they were gonna build a house there or, raise cattle, whatever, that was the intention.
Okay, and for the 60 acres, were there any improvements made?
There were a lot of improvements there, when we first started doing work there. She and I did about, 12 acres of steel fence. And that took us a long time to do it, just the two of us building that fence up. 12 acres.
What other improvements
And
did you
then
make?
after that, there was a lot of work to be done in the farm, was cutting trees down, it was 12 acres had to be, maintained as far as cutting the grass, and stuff. I was cutting trees down and stuff, a lot of trees.
Did you put any containers or storage in that property?
Yes, and then we had at first we bought a cabana, portable deluxe, we could stay there. And we bought a storage shed, for tools and whatever. And, also, at the time that that restaurant was closing down, there was a lot of stuff to put up that, we didn't have storage space to do it all, so we bought a big container to put a lot of our restaurant, stuff that was, so when it was closed down, we put it back in that container.
Okay, and did you end up having to buy like a fancy lawnmower?
Also, we bought a lawnmower, paid like $7,000, $8,000 for the whole thing, because they're all said and done.
Okay, and did you just recently finish paying that off?
I just recently made the last payments, I got the thing in the mail that they were paid on.
Okay, and in terms of the 60 acres, do you have access to that?
Nothing more.
When did you stop getting access to it?
When she said that they don't need to leave the house.
Okay, and do you believe that the improvements that you made to these properties increase the value?
Oh,
And now I want to talk to you about the Carrollton residence. Did you and Miss Moreno acquire a house in Carrollton?
yes,
And did you acquire it approximately in 1998?
yes.
And how did you acquire that?
We, bought it through a real estate company,
Okay, and
they payment on it, yeah.
did your earnings contribute to the purchase of that
Yes.
property?
Yes.
And when the house was purchased, did you and Miss Moreno move into that house?
Yes.
Who else lived with you?
My $2 or $7.
And those were her children.
Mhm.
And Miss Moreno is the only one listed in the deed for Carrollton, is that correct?
Mhm.
Why?
I think, she was in all this for she's been doing it forever, but she was thinking that if I passed away, that my children from the first wife were gonna have an interest on the property, and, you know,
Okay, because at this point, you're still married to your first wife.
yes.
What was your understanding of the ownership of the Carrollton property?
Well, it was a husband and wife, home to live in,
Did you make mortgage payments to that property?
yeah,
And at some point, you were listed in the homeowner's policy, is that correct?
that's correct.
And you were also listed as an owner in the mortgage interest statements, is that correct? And in fact, you and Ms. Moreno took out 2 home equity loans using the Carrollton property as collateral, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
In fact, those are exhibits 5 and 6, is that correct?
Yeah.
And one of the loans was taken out in 2017 for under, well, close to 40,000. What was that used for?
They was used to pay off the, real estate, from the housing development.
Okay, and then the one that was taken out in 2020 for $50,000, what was that used for?
That was used to, improve the property,
and then at some point you were able to locate your first wife, correct?
Right.
And she was in Mexico. And so you were eventually able to divorce her, is that correct?
That's correct.
During the divorce proceedings, did any of the titles to the Oklahoma properties change?
I was just the, manager of the property, to taking care of it, maintain it, and
But what I'm specifically asking you, was your name ever
Yeah.
removed?
yes, there was some.
Okay. Was there concern by you and Miss Moreno that your first wife would have a claim to those properties?
So,
And were you trying to give up your ownership interest in those properties at the time?
I think,
Were you, by getting off the deeds, were you saying, I no longer want to be owner of this?
that's,
And when you were removed, did you stop contributing financially? Well, let me ask you differently. Did you continue making payments?
always, yes, yes.
And did you continue paying some of those expenses?
Yes.
What were you paying for?
For utilities, for bills and stuff.
Did you believe that those properties still belong to both of you?
Yes,
Now, in 2017, you were diagnosed with cancer, is that correct?
yes.
What type of cancer?
There was a prostate cancer.
And when you were first diagnosed, were there concerns regarding your ability to beat cancer?
Yeah, there was a good concern. I suffered a lot of seizure of the, prostate that I had, and I had a lot of issues with that.
And so what impact did the cancer diagnosis have on your life?
City,
What impact did the cancer diagnosis have on your life in general?
a lot really, got a toll on my health, everything in my body started kind of deteriorating, I was suffering pretty bad from it. I got real sick on it.
Were you in significant pain?
Mhm.
Did
A lot of pain.
your relationship with Ms. Moreno change at that point?
Yes, it did.
How?
We, decided not to kind of together anymore, fit together anymore. We kind of separated, beds and stuff, so it changed.
Okay, and at the time that you got your cancer diagnosis, did you still will?
I will
Were there concerns regarding potentially you passing away and your kids coming to claim property?
yes.
Okay. Can you tell the court about those concerns?
Well, but it was just, we're thinking that maybe someday if I passed away, my kid from my prior wife would come in and want to take her properties and stuff.
Okay, and during that time in 2017, were there any changes made to the titles to the property?
Not that I'm out,
Okay. Do you believe there were transfers made without your knowledge?
transfers made,
Yes.
but
Were any of the properties that you two acquired sold during that period?
given a one,
Did any of the properties that you and Ms. Moreno had in 2017, were they any of those sold?
yeah, there was one, 2000 before,
Okay, did you receive a share of those proceeds?
no. And, she sold them for $90,000.
And are you aware that Ms. Moreno claims that you abused her during your marriage?
Do you know about the stuff that's been coming up through these, days, but I never did touch her, never have touched her. for nothing, respect the lady and, I never did do that. I never did touch her with anything, maybe some other type of abuse, but not physical. If there was a physical, there's no.
Well, and so the reason you became aware of this is because it's in her proceedings for divorce, correct?
Yes,
And you never physically abused her.
no problem.
And so would you say that she mentally abused you?
Pardon me?
Do you feel like she mentally abused you?
Well, some to those times that I started getting sick and everything, she didn't, like, she was starting to cut me off.
And did she allow you to have a relationship with your family?
No.
How so?
Well, one of my sons, wanted to come and, at one time she said that she didn't want, him in the house.
When
That if I needed to see him, I needed to meet with him somewhere else.
would she allow anyone from your family to
One
visit?
of the kids, but one time she did.
Okay. And so at some point she kicked you out of the Carrollton residence, correct?
That's correct.
Where did you go live after she kicked you out?
Well, I kind of struggled for a while, so I'm still struggling with prostate problem. And, at first I rented a little motel, but that was getting pretty expensive, and then there was times that I was staying in the car for a while.
Okay, so you really didn't have a place to go to.
Not,
Okay, and so she remained in the Carrollton house, correct?
yes, yes.
Did she allow you to come back to the house?
At one time I tried to come back to get some belongings and she said pretty much stuff to me, so I never did come back.
And are you currently on a fixed income?
Yes,
Okay, what is that?
Social Security,
And how much do you get for Social Security per month?
1900.
Okay, when did you start receiving Social Security?
Pardon?
When did you start receiving Social Security?
Probably at 62, 65.
And then in terms of your personal property, was there anything that you left behind in the Carrollton residence or the Oklahoma properties that you would like back?
Yes, like that container, I really can't have any place to order it, but, she paid for the ground and I paid for that. I think I paid like 15 or 20,000 for the storage. And there was the lawnmower that I finished paying off. And there's a electric generator. Was it
There's a what? There's a what?
electric generator?
And today, what do you believe the Carrollton residence is worth?
The Carrollton, there's only one item there. Matter of fact, I asked her to give me some of the items there, and she wouldn't let me have, but there is one item there that, is an old, record player. It's an antique record player.
And your exhibit 1 is a printout from the appraisal district that says that the Carrollton residence is worth approximately $323,000. Okay, and how much do you believe the Oklahoma properties are worth? What's the value?
I'm saying maybe, $500,000.
Did Miss Moreno ever reimburse you for any financial contributions you made to any of these properties?
Excuse me?
Council, you have 1 minute left.
Did Miss Moreno ever reimburse you?
No.
And what are you asking the court to do today?
Just split it right in half, right?
And did you spend years helping acquire, improve, and pay for these properties?
Yes,
I'll pass the word.
All right, Attorney Magadazi.
Your Honor, I'm going to, reserve my time for my own case in chief.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
no problem. Counsel, do you have any other witnesses?
I do not.
Okay, sir, you may return to your seat. You're welcome. It's okay. It's okay. I can hear you. Counsel, you may call your first witness.
Oh, this morning.
Okay. She can testify from there.
Can I start, Your Honor?
Yes.
Will you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Rosario Moreno.
And Ms. Moreno, we heard testimony from, your husband that there was a property in Carrollton and properties in Oklahoma. Is that correct?
Correct.
And all these properties were purchased at least 10 years before you married. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let's start with the Carrollton property. The Carrollton property was purchased, and I have exhibit 2, there was a warranty deed in 1998, is that correct?
Correct.
And your name is on this warranty deed on exhibit 2.
That is correct.
And when you purchased this property, Mr. Sanchez was married to another woman, correct?
Correct.
In fact, in his divorce decree on exhibit 5, it states that he was finally divorced in November of 2005. Correct?
Correct.
And the two of you married 3 years later in 2008. Is that correct?
Correct.
So in other words, not on the Carrollton property, on the Carrollton property, you have it free and clear on but on the Oklahoma properties, where it says husband and wife in 1995, that cannot be true, right?
Can object to leave, Your Honor.
Sustained, don't leave.
Okay, oh. Please instruct witness to answer a question, or not this one, but in the future answer question. Okay, so in 1995 or 1990, when those properties were purchased in Oklahoma, were you and Mr. Sanchez married?
No.
Was he married to somebody else?
Correct.
And is it true that he didn't get divorced until 2005?
Correct.
Were you surprised to see that the two of you are listed as married on the deed in Oklahoma?
Yes, it did surprise me.
So what was the purpose of taking him with you to Oklahoma to purchase this property?
As an interpreter.
So if you used him as an interpreter, were you shocked to see that he listed his name on the property and as husband and wife?
I didn't, that surprised me.
So you could you speak English at that time?
No,
Are you able to speak English now?
very little.
Okay. So when did you realize as to what Mr. Sanchez had done by adding himself as your husband on the Oklahoma properties?
Me di cuenta como cuando llegaron los papeles al mes, 30 días.
I found out when the papers arrived afterward, like after a month or 30 days.
Okay. So when you found out, were you upset to see him listed as your husband on that property, on the Oklahoma properties?
Sí,
Yes,
So then what did you do about it?
él le reclamé
I confronted him
y dijo que él se acababa de pagar, luego se cambiaba.
and he told me to finish paying it off and then it would get changed.
Okay,
Porque él está casado, estaba casado.
Because he's married. He was married
to someone else, right?
Con alguien más.
Okay.
to someone else.
So did you ask him to undo it and to change it?
Sí.
Yes,
So if we look at Laura Exhibit 11, which is the quit claim transfer. So did you transfer it in 2003 to yourself and your daughter?
Sí, correcto.
yes, correct.
And in 2003, he was still married to someone else, correct?
Estaba casado.
He was married.
Okay. And the two of you were not married yet. So
No,
on Exhibit 11, the three Oklahoma properties are listed. And it's a quit claim deed from him and you to you and your daughter. Is that right?
Correcto.
correct.
How did you pay for these properties in Oklahoma?
Estas propiedades las pagué de dueño a dueño con recibos dinero en cash, en veces compraba money orders, en veces compraba cheques del banco del mismo marido.
The property was bought owner to owner and it was paid, there were receipts, sometimes I would pay cash. Sometimes I would buy money orders, sometimes I would buy checks from the bank of Maria.
But how did you come up with this money?
Ese dinero lo obtuve que no era solamente era mío, era de mi hija, su padre murió en el.
That money, I got it wasn't just mine. It was my daughter's her father died
En noviembre del 81, o no, diciembre, no me acuerdo bien, pero fue en el 81.
in November of 81 or December. I don't really remember, but it was in 81.
So Exhibit 3 under guardianship and life insurance, the funds you just discussed, you just testified to, are they related to this exhibit, the life insurance of Brenda's father?
Sí, correcto.
Yes, correct.
And it was approximately $22,000 that was invested at the time it was a child, correct?
Correcto.
Correct.
Now, in regard to Carrollton, how did you pay for Carrollton?
Por medio de una financiera del banco en ese tiempo era Washington Mutual.
Financing through a bank. At that time, it was Washington Mutual.
Después pasó a ser Chase
Then it became Chase,
y yo seguí pagando por medio de ellos.
and I kept paying through them.
Did you pay a down payment? If so, where did that come from?
Parte todavía de ese ahorro que yo tenía, porque yo nunca hice mal uso de ese dinero.
Part of it was still from those savings that I had. I never misused those funds.
And you heard testimony from Mr. Sanchez that he contributed to the Carrollton property by making or contributing funds. Is that true? Is there any truth to it?
No, todo es mentira.
No, they're all lies.
So he never helped you make the payments for Carrollton property?
Nunca.
Never.
Ni las cuentas de agua, luz, de gas.
Not even the water bill, the light bill, or gas bill.
Todo está a mi nombre.
Everything's under my name.
is it true that the two of you took out a loan using the Carrollton property?
Sí,
Yes,
Why did the two of you take out a loan on the Carrollton property?
porque no quería refinanciar, se estaba llegando el tiempo de refinanciar, no quise, le dije que si podía sacar. Y él sacó ese préstamo, pero cuando se vendió la otra propiedad, yo pagué ese préstamo y se pagó la casa de él. Nunca de su dinero, yo tengo las pruebas.
because I didn't want to refinance. It was coming up time to refinance and I asked if we could take money out on a loan and then that was being paid off. And then when the property was sold, I paid off the loan and that paid off the property in Carrollton. It was never with his money. I have proof.
Okay, now, in regards to the properties in Oklahoma, he testified that he contributed by building a house, by helping to build a house. Is there any truth to that?
Son cosas que se han construido, sí.
There's things that were built, yes.
But the property, the land where the house was built, that was sold, is that correct?
Correct.
So the other two pieces of property in Oklahoma, did he make any contributions to them?
Never. No.
As far as the other two properties, is one of them a building, is that correct?
Edificio comercial.
Commercial building.
Okay. And the other one is the 60 acres, correct?
Correcto.
Correct.
Is it true that you ran a restaurant in that building,
Correcto.
Correct.
but not anymore?
No.
What did he help you with the restaurant when it was open?
Económico, dinero no.
Economically, money, no.
A limpiar los fines de semana, porque era cuando él estaba allá, aquí trabajaba siempre.
To clean on weekends because that's when he was there. He always worked here.
Okay, now, as far as what is left, in terms of the properties in Oklahoma, it was transferred to you and Brenda in 2003, according to this quitclaim deed. And has it ever been changed or modified since 2003, when it was quitclaimed to you and your daughter from Mr. Sanchez?
No, porque él estaba casado con alguien más, no.
No, because he was married to someone else. I had to do it.
But was it just because he was married to someone else? Or was it also because you were not husband and wives?
Objection to meeting, Your Honor.
Sustained, don't lead.
Okay. Was that the only reason, or was there another reason?
No, porque él estaba casado con alguien más. No.
No, because he was married to someone else. So
And so it was never changed subsequent to 2003.
no,
When you married him in 2008, is there a reason why this wasn't changed?
No, porque él estaba casado y no, yo no podía hacer Él confundió privilegios con derechos.
no, because he was married and I couldn't. He confused privileges with rights.
Okay, so please understand my question. After you and Mr. Sanchez got married, Was there any discussion about changing the Oklahoma properties to his name?
No,
Why?
Después de eso, ya no se podía. Pero él no aportaba, no aportó, yo digo también.
after that, it wasn't an option. He didn't put anything towards it, so why would I change it?
What about the property Carrollton? When the two of you got married in 2008, was there any discussion to add his name to the Carrollton property?
Tampoco porque no,
Neither, because, no,
Why? Why wasn't his name added to the Carrollton property after you guys got married in 2008?
después del 2008 que nos casamos, siempre discutía por dinero. No quería hacerse responsable de cuentas, no quería, era puro pelear por dinero.
after we got married in 2008, we would always have arguments about money. He didn't want to take responsibility and help out with the accounts. We would always fight about money.
Did he ever ask you to add his name to either the Carrollton property or the Oklahoma properties?
Él sabía, no, nunca me pidió.
He knew, no, he never asked me.
Is it, if you look at our requested relief, Ms. Moreno, we're asking the court to characterize all these properties as separate. Is that what you're asking the court?
Yo le pido que se lo.
I am asking for justice.
Right, but that's the right question. You're asking the court to characterize properties as separate because they're purchased prior to your marriage.
Sí,
Yes,
And are there, besides the Carrollton property that and the Oklahoma properties, are there any other properties that need to be discussed for division purposes?
none.
What about your vehicles?
no tengo.
I don't have one.
Okay. And what about the belongings, the furnitures in the house? Those are all yours?
Todo es
It's all mine.
su. Perdón, quiero comentar algo.
Sorry, I want to add something.
Él no tiene cosas. Su cama era la que me reclamaba siempre.
He doesn't have things. The
Sí.
thing he would always ask me for was his bed.
Llévatela. Yo nunca le dije que no. Eso es mentira lo que dije que no.
I said, take it. I never told him no. He was lying when he said I told him no.
Porque él se fue, a mí no me avisó ni me dijo me voy a ir.
Because he left. He didn't let me know ahead of time and tell me I'm going to leave.
Why did he leave?
A mí nunca me dijo nada, que se iba a ir, ni que se.
He never told me. He never told me he was going to leave or why.
You made allegations of abuse towards Mr. Sanchez. Can you tell the court when the incidents of abuse happened?
Hacia mí.
Towards me.
Yes.
Todo el tiempo fue abuso emocional, abuso económico, abuso de todos.
All the time. It was emotional abuse, economical abuse, all kinds.
What about, was there any physical abuse?
Puchones más, pero ya para mí es físico.
Just pushing, but to me that's physical.
And how often would that happen?
No se trataba de hacer pagos, dinero, había pleito porque no quería pagar.
When it was time to make a payment, money, there were fights because he didn't want to pay.
Pay for what, for example?
Por ejemplo, las cuentas, una casa no es fácil de llevar y tener todo. Agua, luz, gas.
For example, the accounts, it's not easy to manage a house. There's the bills for the water, light, gas.
So you're testifying that he never contributed to the expenses?
Algunas veces cuando él quería, como él quería, y
Some-
cuánto quería.
Sometimes when he wanted, how he wanted, and the amount he wanted.
So did you depend on him to pay for any of these properties or maintain them?
Para nada.
Not at all.
Pass it with the Schreiner.
Okay. Attorney Magadasi, you have 9 minutes and 44 seconds. Attorney Flores, you have 40 seconds.
Your Honor, with the court permission, may I call Mr. Sanchez?
Well, let me see if she wants.
Well, I was gonna sorry.
She still has time.
Overlooked your 40 seconds. I apologize.
40 seconds matter.
Yes, they do. And when you lived in Oklahoma, you didn't work, correct?
Trabajaba en mi restaurante, en mi negocio.
I worked in my restaurant, in my business.
For like 9 months, correct?
Fuera un año y medio.
It was a year and a half.
And during that time, Mr. Lara was working and providing for you, correct? For you and your children.
Voy a decir una cosa que a lo mejor está fuera de esto, pero él primero estaba en sus pagos, siempre quería traer carro nuevo, sus pagos de aseguranza, cigarros y cerveza y lotería.
I'm going to say something, it might be out of line here.
I'm gonna object to non-responsive.
Your Honor,
Sustained.
can we hear the response before we can rule on it? I don't know Spanish.
Okay, yes.
The interpreter. I will say something, it might be out of place. What came first were his payments. He always wanted to have a new car. his
Objection
insurance.
non-responsive.
Sustained.
And then this settlement that you got for your daughter was 1981, correct?
Correct,
That was more than 10 years before you brought the properties in Oklahoma, correct?
correct.
And it wasn't that much. Would you agree with that?
En ese tiempo era muy buen dinero.
At that time, it was a good amount of money.
Well, you had to pay for funeral costs and other things with that money, didn't you?
El funeral fueron $3,000. Como está ahorita, en ese tiempo eran 3,000.
The funeral was $3,000. How it is now, at that time, it was $3,000.
Well, ma'am, the documents that you submitted into evidence show that the funeral costs were closer to $6,000.
Son 3,000, yo tengo el recibo.
It's $3,000. I have the receipt.
And in terms of the other properties, why did you refuse to turn over the original deeds to all the properties that are being asked about today?
No me negué, esos son libros que yo no puedo cargar. Cada propiedad es otro estado, es un libro. Tengo los 2 libros de las 2 propiedades. Yo entregué nada más pero ellos lo miraron. Es un libro, como profesor,
I did
para
not,
andar cargando con.
I did not refuse. They are books that I cannot carry. They are from another state. They are 2 books. I'm not going to write them. They call them. They are 2 books. They're about this thick.
Okay, that was your last question,
Thank you, Your Honor.
counsel. You're welcome. Attorney Magadasi, you may call your next witness.
I call Mr. Sanchez, please, sorry.
Okay,
You want him on the stand?
yes.
And how much time do I have left, Judge?
9 minutes and 44 seconds.
May I call you Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, you know,
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you and my clients got married in 2008, is that correct? Okay. So all those properties were purchased in the nineties, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and they were purchased in the nineties when you were still married up until 2005, is that correct?
Correct.
So in 2008, when you married my client, why didn't you add your name to these properties if you feel so strongly that you bought them with her?
Well, there was a relationship that we had, it was a husband and wife, we didn't know before it was done.
I'm sorry?
I said it was because of the relationship. It was done, to, my husband and wife,
But you knew your name was not on the Carrollton property. You knew your name was not on the Oklahoma property because you signed a quitclaim deed and gave it back to her. So when you married her, why didn't you add your name to these properties?
but that never did occur to me that I needed to do that since it was a husband and wife and it was a joint loan or whatever, that's why.
But the truth is, you weren't husband and wife because you didn't get divorced until 2005. Isn't that correct?
That was, we were, common law, husband and wife.
Well, again, you couldn't be common law if you got divorced in 2005, right? I have your divorce decree on the screen. You got divorced in 2005.
But
correct?
we were together prior to that for about 6, 7 years.
That's true, but you're still married. Is that correct?
I wasn't married once I was with her.
I'm sorry?
I said, you said I was married.
You were
Well, I
married
wasn't
to,
married, I was already separated, I was living with her as a common law, husband and wife.
but you didn't get your divorce decree signed until 2005. Isn't that true?
You what?
Your divorce decree, wasn't that signed in
Oh, yeah, that's
2005?
right, because I would got it earlier while my ex-wife, we went to Mexico.
Right.
And I couldn't get a hold of her, this went on and on for years before I finally, judge finally, he just gave me the divorce without a concern anything, because they couldn't get a hold of her.
Wait, in your divorce decree on the screen, it says that your wife appeared through her attorney. So she couldn't be in Mexico and she could not have been defaulted,
I
right?
don't know where she was, anytime that my lawyer called me to the court, she never showed up.
Well, it says she appeared in person on the divorce decree. It says she appeared with her attorney.
She might have appeared after the divorce, yes.
No,
Not when the judge said, is there any service that, you need to file child support for? Are there any properties that, you have? And I said, yeah, there's properties, and I gave her, the house and everything.
well, Mr.
Well, it
Hernandez,
is.
with all due respect, that's your divorce decree on the screen. And it looks like she signed off on the divorce decree. So she must have appeared if she signed off on it. Not only did she sign off on it, it says on the decree that she appeared with her
She
attorney.
was not there that day.
Okay,
We can always go back and talk to the judge that did the divorce, she wasn't there. And the lawyer that I have, he'll allow that too, but no, when she wasn't there, she might have been there after.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask the court to take judicial notice of the divorce decree that was entered in Dallas County. And the content of the divorce decree where it says that she was present at the trial with her attorney.
The court takes judicial notice of the contents of the court's file, specifically the divorce decree from 2005.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Sanchez, you claim that you claim that you contributed to these properties. What evidence have you brought here today that shows that you contributed?
Well, there was
Do you have any evidence of tangible evidence? Do you have any evidence of secret papers?
I'm going to object and ask the council permit my client to answer the question before he asks the next question.
Sustain one question at a time,
Okay,
counsel.
let me ask my question, Sanchez. Did you bring us any evidence in the form of tangible evidence, papers, to show what you've contributed to the properties in Oklahoma or the properties in Carrollton?
I don't have no proof of what's there, but the items are there, the farm, the items were there.
Pass the witness, Ron.
Okay. She's out of time. You have any other witnesses?
I do, Your Honor. Let's call her daughter, Ms. Brenda.
Okay, sir. Mr. Sanchez, you can return to your seat. You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. You just have a seat in that chair and you just pull the microphone close to your mouth. Yes, ma'am. And you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Will you state your name for the record, please?
Brenda Garza.
Ms. Garza,
I apologize, but she's sworn in, wasn't,
she was.
Yes, that's when the rule was
Thank you, I'm
invoked.
sorry.
No problem.
Ms. Garza, how are you related to the lady sitting to my right?
Our oldest daughter.
Okay. And Ms. Garza, are you aware of the properties in Oklahoma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you aware that there was a quit claim deed where the properties were transferred from Mr. Sanchez to you and your mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you, so at the time, were you aware of what happened? Clearly you signed off on it, right?
Yes, I did, and I was shocked.
Okay. So explain to me why y'all had to do the quit claim deed, and what year was that?
2003.
Okay, so in 2003, when he was still married to his wife, and your mom wasn't married, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so at 2000 through 2005, he got divorced. 2008, she married him. So in 2003, why did y'all have to do the transfer?
I think my mom was just looking over her records and noticed that his name was on some of the properties or a property, and when she discovered that, I know that came out and they discussed over that, and it was a big ordeal, and apparently my mom had told them, look, we're gonna go and get this changed, cause this is.
Your Honor, permission to
Or-
take this witness on board our.
Sure.
Ma'am, the conversation that you're specifically discussing, were you present for that discussion?
I was still living at home, so yes, but they got started earlier.
What I'm specifically asking,
Mhm.
that conversation that you're testifying about, were you there for that conversation?
No, that was between them.
Then object to hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Okay, so, you are aware that you appeared to sign off on this transfer, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what your mom told you as far as signing off on this was, well, you are, she's the party to the case. It's not, it can't be hearsay if she's a party to the case, right?
Well, I'm actually gonna
What-
object to the leading.
Sustain.
Okay,
Um,
so what did your mom tell, I'll change it, I'll rephrase. What did your mom tell you, why we need to do this quick thing?
She had told me that she saw that Mr. Lada's information was on her property information, and she was upset about it, so she wanted to take a legal action and get that switched.
Pass it with Sean.
okay. She's out of time. You have any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am, you may be excused. Thank you. Counsel, you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. I think we're done.
Okay. When your client said that she wants the properties to be characterized as separate property, does she mean her separate property?
Right.
Although they were purchased before marriage?
Well, they're separate as a person for marriage.
Separate property before marriage for who?
It's under her name. She purchased this property before she married him, while he was married to somebody else.
I guess that's the part where the court is confused. How did she purchase them? Are you saying by that quitclaim deed?
Well, the Carrollton property, Your Honor, we have the warranty. That's exhibit 2 that she purchased on her own.
Well, the Carrollton home was purchased in 1998 before marriage, right?
Correct.
And then the
Well,
deed,
thanks.
right, but they purchased the house in
She
19.
purchased it herself, by herself. The deed is exhibit 2. It's exhibit 2 on our list of exhibits. Her name is listed on it. not his name. It says grantee Maria Rosario Moreno.
Which exhibit do you have that talks about the Carrollton home?
I think it's 5 and 6. Your Honor, they took out two loans using that Carrollton residence as equity for those 2 loans.
Let me go back to exhibit 2. Hold on one second.
Okay.
The deed of trust. Exhibit 5. Making sure I'm looking at the right one.
And by 2, Your Honor, I'm talking about our exhibits too.
Yes, I have yours.
Yeah.
I was comparing it to their exhibit 5.
Their exhibit is a loan, not a warranty.
Okay, that's where it got.
They got a loan on the house, that's all. There's no warranty either. Ours is basically showing she purchased the house in 1998.
And she paid the house off to keep from refinancing.
Exactly, so she took out the loan, the equity loan, so she could pay it off without refinancing it.
But Your Honor, the loan was in both of their names, not just her name.
Right, but a loan itself wouldn't change the character of property. Okay, that's that one.
Then the Oklahoma.
So let's break down Oklahoma because there's 3 different things going on in like so the 10 acres that was purchased in 1995. Now the 10 acres was purchased in 1995.
Yes, Your Honor, if I may, the challenge is, Your Honor, that what we know about these properties is very limited. And the reason it's limited is because they were purchased so many years ago. They were purchased like in 1990, so we couldn't get those documents. So the earliest document that we have is this quit claim deed from I'm sorry, not the quit claim deed, but the 1995 mortgage or real estate mortgage that was taken on the Oklahoma property.
Right,
So,
within both their names.
it's on both their names, and this was in 1995, Your Honor, okay? But we don't have the earlier documents, anything earlier than that.
We wouldn't necessarily need it because how would that be her separate property?
Well, it's your separate property, Your Honor, if I may, because in exhibit 11, there's a quit claim deed.
But a quit claim deed doesn't transfer title.
It did here. It did transfer because it was paid off. The properties were paid off. The quit claim deed transferred the rights and the property back to her and her sister and her daughter.
And Your Honor, if I may, I think those documents do exist, which is never gotten. She testified she has 2 big books with all this information. We served discovery. They didn't get this.
I guess I'm still confused because the title of property does not transfer by quit claim deed.
Well, the quit claim deed here does transfer all the rights if you read it. It's transferring everything for those 3 properties. And it lists those 3 properties. It says surface and surface rights. It's transferring everything over to her. And this was in 2003, before they were married, while he was married to somebody else. So that's why it's separate.
While he was going for a divorce, and it was, I think, sketchy on both of their parts to do it.
Agreed. It was. I mean, even if he signed off on it, she knew he was married. He knew he was married. So it is sketchy on both of their ends. I agree with that.
It's also disingenuous to say that she had no idea that he was on these deeds when they literally signed on the same page right underneath each other.
Right, but she didn't know any English. We know she doesn't know English, Your Honor. We had to hire an interpreter. And at that time, so her position is that he was interpreting for me, and I didn't know what he was saying. And that she later found out that he listed his name as husband, and she was upset that he did that. And so she asked him to change it in 2003.
Yeah, the court is not buying that part. I'm not buying that part. The home improvements. Are the improvements there?
No, because that plot of land was sold.
Well, not there currently. Were there improvements made on their property?
Yes, 2 houses built on that property.
And that's what he said. Let me see. Home built on the property. Well, he said improvements on the home. I'm specifically talking about improvements on the home.
So they hired people to do the framing on the outside, but I think they both
Building
did
and stuff.
built the inside of the home.
Okay.
That's what he claimed, but she claims that he never contributed, so.
The building that was purchased in the 90s as well, before marriage. Purchased in both their names. The 60 acres purchased in the 90s before marriage, and purchased husband and wife in both their, I mean, not husband and wife at that time, but in both their names.
Yes.
She says, no, Your Honor, it wasn't.
Which document should I be looking at for that? Because the one I saw had both their names on it.
So if you look at, one second. If you look at, Big Signal 317, which is under Exhibit 1, there's a warranty deed that was where it's listed in 2003, that only goes to her. That was purchased from Camilla Jones, somebody else.
You said exhibit, oh, hold on.
Exhibit 1,
Yeah, exhibit 1 is 6 pages.
yeah, Big Signal Mooring 317. Yeah, there we go, right there. I have it on the screen, Judge.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't see that attached to exhibit 1.
No, it is. It's part of Exhibit 1, and it's Big Signal 317. And on there, she purchased it in 2003 without him, his name being listed. He purchased it from a Camilla Jones. And that's the 60 acres.
But I think the 60 acres was bought in the 90s, not in.
Yeah, it was, what I saw, it said it was purchased in the 90s.
Well,
So what's this?
It's one of the other properties. One of the other properties.
Title they changed.
No. I'm looking specifically for the 60 acres that was purchased in the 90s, not any improvements to it, the 60 acres itself.
The problem is, Josh, that we can't associate 60 acres to any of these legal descriptions. We don't know which one it is. That's the challenge.
So this surface and this surface rights, we don't know if that's the 60 acres?
We're not sure if that's 60. Do we know, how many acres this is? Is it 60 acres?
I need something, a property description that says that. I just can't take their word on that.
All I have is copies of easements. I don't have any actual deeds provided.
This is the only deed that we have.
And-
And the quick claim deed. Those are the only 2 deeds. It's this deed, and so in the quick claim deed, Judge, this is listed too, believe it or not. In the quick claim deed on their exhibit, this is listed.
Lot 4, block 6, that's the 10 acres. What's on the screen? Lot 4, block 6 of Marietta, that's the 10 acres.
You're talking about on this screen, Judge?
Yes,
So on this screen, Judge, the 3 acres that are in controversy are listed, okay?
okay.
And so the lot 4, block 26, I don't know how many acres it is, but the second one, that's the warranty deed that I just showed you on our exhibit. Remember I said the base signal 3, whatever it was, 3-4? That's the second one is in the warranty deed. Where it's under her name only.
I heard testimony. I can't remember if it was from her or him, but the lot 4, there was testimony that the lot 4, block 26 was purchased in 1995 and it was 10 acres.
I don't think that's the problem. They don't, and he just answered her and said, I don't know which one is 10 or 60 acres. And she claims 60 acres is 1990. Yeah, she claims from 1990. But the challenge is it lot 4, block 26, or is it the second one? We're not sure.
The alleged 60 acres, is it still in existence? Is there anything on it?
Oh, no.
Just land?
Is it just land?
No di cosas que están established.
No, I'm saying.
And my understanding is that there's a fence that they, I think he testified about that, the fence, and then there was a container and some storage. Is there anything else on the property? Is there anything else on the property, 60 acres? No.
He testified that he wants everything to be split down the middle. So are you all asking for the sale?
Yes, unless she's willing to buy him out.
He said the Oklahoma properties value about $1 million, but I need the values on each one of the properties.
We don't have that, Judge. You don't know what it is. You don't even know how big they are.
Well, I think one person can get that information.
Because I'm tasked with doing that with property. I have to have values in order
We don't
to.
even know what size they are. That's a challenge. We don't know. We can't even associate size with which, each property.
Nobody spoke to a surveyor or anybody in Oklahoma?
My client had to go to Oklahoma to get all the things that we entered as exhibits. But I don't believe that he obtained any information from a surveyor of the value of the property or anything of that nature.
I need some values. I need some values. Yeah, I need values.
And I had a market analysis, but he objected to it, so I just.
I
Yeah,
was actually from the internet website, then we can't trust that.
Well, I need some values before I can give you all a ruling. I have to have values. So the only thing I can do today is announce on the record that they're divorced, but the ruling itself will be pending under advisement until I get some values as it relates to these properties.
Including Carrollton or just Oklahoma?
Well, just the Oklahoma properties. The Carrollton property is, she proved by clear and convincing evidence so far that that is separate property, her separate property. But the rest of them, I need some values on them.
So the quit claim deed where it was transferred to her and her daughter, that's not enough for separate?
The way that I understand what the quit claim deed is, a quit claim deed does not transfer title. So, unless you want to brief that issue for me,
Okay.
to let me know.
Okay.
If there's case law out there that says that a quit claim deed on its face transfers title, then the court will entertain it. But as far as what I know, a quit claim deed does not transfer title.
Okay. Your deadline is going to provide you that reply.
Let me see. You all are going to need some time because you have to go and get some research from Oklahoma. How much time do you think you would need? I wouldn't know how much time to assign because I don't know what all you would have to do in Oklahoma. The brief issue, that's simple. I could give you a date for the brief.
Yeah, if you give me a date, I appreciate it.
Okay. But I was trying to put it in with the property values.
The challenge of property value is my client is not in the state to go to Oklahoma and do anything. That's why I'm limited with what I can provide you.
Ma'am, could you drive to Oklahoma to see what you can find?
Okay.
And I can have his daughter do the same.
Okay, that'll work. What's today? The 13th? I'll give you all more than 30 days because I don't think this will be something that'll be resolved in 30 days. What about, that'll give you 2 months, 60 days, July 13th?
And how often the brief judge on quick claim deed?
July 13th.
Yeah.
You could just do it all at the same time. That'll be easier.
Judicial economy.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll add you all to, let's do the 14th, July 14th.
At what time, Your Honor?
What time works best? I have a trial in the afternoon. Let's see. Let me see if I can override something. 1 second. And also, I didn't see a property division spreadsheet in your exhibits. Did anybody provide a property division spreadsheet?
I do not.
Okay.
That's you if you like.
Yes. Well, Joe, is it one piece of paper?
Right.
Joey can take it and scan it in.
And I haven't seen it.
Oh. Can we each email you one, Judge?
You can email them to Joey.
Joey, okay. And Joey,
Yes.
or-
Yeah, because if you all are, I need them as exhibits. So they need to be exhibit 14 for on husband's side and then exhibit 7 on wife's side.
Okay, Judge, we'll email them to you.
Okay.
And list them like that when you send them to me, email it,
No, 7 for you. Yeah. Exhibit 7 and exhibit 14. So those are admitted. I'm resetting you all for,
I'm sorry, you said mine is 7?
yours would be, because remember your number 4 wasn't admitted.
Okay.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6.
What's 6?
6 is
I don't have one in front of me. Is it my
the divorce decree.
divorce decree? The 6 is the divorce decree?
Yes. And then 5 are the vehicle docs.
Oh, I see.
1 is the Oklahoma properties. 2, Carrollton property. 3 is the guardianship and life insurance.
Okay, and then 4 is.
I don't know what 4 is. She only sends over the ones that are admitted.
Okay. Okay, so 7 would be my request for leave. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So for July 14th, what time, Your Honor?
Let me see which time it'll let me do. Let's do 2:30. Is that feasible for the both of you?
Yeah. Can we also argue our briefs, Your Honor?
Well, you all are submitting them.
So many, can we just argue them?
I don't need you to argue.
Okay.
Yeah. I can read it, yes. Is this going to be in person?
Is your calling on?
Well,
Do
if
our clients need to be here, I guess is the question.
not necessarily because I don't know because I don't know what documentation you all are going to come up with. So if I have any questions about it, I would prefer them available so I can ask them. But it doesn't have to be in person. You all can do Zoom.
I would defer to counsel because he uses the translator on how he wants us to appear that day.
Okay,
What do you think?
I think we should do it in person.
okay.
Yeah.
I made a note to begin at 2:30. Okay. Is that it for the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.